What's up, YouTube and Rumble? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with another video. And normally I wouldn't have that kisser on screen, but we're gonna be doing a song that just dropped 2 days ago. And yeah, I'm late. I can't believe it. But the real Samson dropped Immigration 2 days ago. We're gonna check this out. This ought to be pretty cool, man. Samson is awesome, and he's pretty fucking based, man. So this should be different. But before we get to anything, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I know it's like annoying for me to ask, but it really is something that you guys can do really quickly. It's free and all that, and it gives me such a good feeling. It makes me know that I'm not just speaking into the void. You know what I'm saying? Plus, it would be awesome to have you guys join the flock. The flock is for life. So come join us, guys. We'd love to have you. The air is for everyone. Now, let me get this right here. I'm guessing this is going to be political. All right. Here we go.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals.
I said it in my last video, which is the reaction to Tom McDonald, the devil is a Democrat. I said that was going to be a loaded video because out of all my subscribers, out of all the people that are going to watch this, this video eventually, just statistically speaking, a lot of you guys are going to be Democrats. Okay, just statistically speaking. So, almost a third, if the last data is correct. So almost a third. So this video is kind of loaded. You know what I'm saying? Because look, all cards on the table. I'm a conservative. I got almost everything as far as conservative values, and I have my own reasons for it. And it's not that I'm not open-minded. I'm open-minded, but it just seems like the left has gone insane, because this right here that Obama is saying, for example, right now, that used to be an acceptable position from both sides, and it was accepted by both sides. Feel me? So everybody knew this is common sense. Of course, you gotta have immigration laws. You gotta have immigration enforcement. You gotta have, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that were just rudimentary. You feel me? And if in what, let's say, dude, in overnight it felt like, like maybe in 2015, 2016, it just became like so PC. Everything became so PC to the point of where Americans are like, oh no, you have to let everyone that wants to come in here and basically take over everything, you have to let them do it. This is gonna be a loaded video, y'all. All cards on the table. I'm a conservative, bro. So I have to say it like that. This is gonna be loaded. We'll see. We'll see.
Are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security.
This is gonna be funny, I'm sure, man. YouTube is whack in a lot of ways, right? But you gotta at least thank YouTube for being able to listen to artists like freaking Samson, Ren, Tom McDonald. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
If you're illegal, we don't fucking want you here. I don't care if you're brown or if you got blonde hair.
Yup.
I don't care what color you are, it's all the same. If you're as white as Elon or dark as Cobby Lame, you do.
Yo, damn, dude. But yeah, bro, I don't care. And this comes from a freaking 100% Cuban over here. I'm not half Cuban. I'm 100% Cuban. I don't care. Even though, according to Steven Crowder, supposedly we're the most consistently conservative voting bloc in America. So I don't know if that's true, but that's what he said. He tends to be always on point with his stuff, and he always backs it up with data and websites and all the goods. So, all right, let's go back.
We don't fucking want you here. I don't care if you're brown or if you got blonde hair.
Exactly.
I don't care what color you are, it's all the same. If you're as white as Elon or dark as Cobby Lame, you do it legal. And if you don't, get the fuck out. Let's keep our lives civilized, otherwise we bug out. If we don't vet citizens at the entrances, and it's a recipe for disaster. We can't just let anyone in, that's crazy. They ain't just grabbing random people. They ain't just driving around and packing vans with Latinos. This ain't a haphazard attack on the Latin scene. It's cracking down on those who came through a passage that was illegal.
Yo. Alright, bro, we gotta hear that again, bro. Bro, Samson, dude. It feels like I haven't done a Samson reaction in a long time. Let's see.
Citizens at the entrances, and it's a recipe for disaster. We can't just let anyone in, that's crazy. They ain't just grabbing random people. They ain't just driving around and packing vans with Latinos. This ain't a haphazard attack on the Latin scene. It's cracking down on those who came through a passage that was illegal. I don't see the issue, and most Mexicans don't either. It's always the younger crowd that's acting so eager. So fuck the kids, ask the parents what they see. If they're immigrants, I almost guarantee they disagree. See, there's no one more proud in this country than those who came to it and did it.
Bro, look, how can I explain this without sounding crazy? I don't like Malcolm X, right, as a person. I think that he's got a lot of... There are a lot of valid criticisms that can be put against him, especially the fact that he wanted segregation, and he was very militant with his movement. And even though, Dr. Martin Luther King was a socialist, he still had a much better message, in my opinion, than Malcolm X. Now, all that being said, Malcolm X did say that the greatest threat to the, end race, and this is him, bro, because I don't know how YouTube is, but that was his word, into the end race, the biggest threat is the white liberal, and I have to 100% agree with him. 100% agree with him. So, I'll tell you why, bro. Because I have had, and I've been the subject of the racism of low expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't expect much. Like Joe Biden's, poor kids, or what was it he said? White kids, or no, poor kids can be just as educated as white kids, or something like that. I don't remember what he said. It was something wild. But yeah, man. Like, I don't need to be like, oh yeah, you passed high school. Oh wow, you were a police officer. Good for you. Like, I don't need that. But when you get into a conversation with these liberals, it used to be like that. Now, of course, ACAB, all cops are bitches. Which, whatever, bro. Come see me outside with that. But whatever, It just sucks, man. The left has gone from, and I don't know how it did it in such a short amount of time. I guess this is gonna be a long video, you guys. I apologize. If you know me, you know that I get off on tangents sometimes, and I try not to. But anyways, it's just amazing how crazy it went, and I don't mean crazy in terms of Looney Tunes. Yeah, I think leftists nowadays are super Looney Tunes. Y'all are bonkers. I'm sorry. And I don't mean that from a place of like anger or anything like that. I just mean that I really don't see how you guys live in your world, Just like you guys think we're evil and we're all bigots or whatever. That's not true, right? Maybe you guys aren't all bonkers. Because I have liberal friends. And we both crack jokes at each other all the time, you know, about conservatives being this, and liberals being that, blah blah, leftists being that, whatever. Because I even have a friend that's a democratic. He considers himself a democratic socialist, and he literally said that he literally believes. And I love this guy. He's technically, you know, you could say he's family. He is family. I shouldn't say it like that. He is family, but he's a democratic socialist, dude. You know, what do you do with that? And he said that Trump is literally worse than Fidel Castro. And I'm like, how? Like Trump is not lining people up and making them watch, you know, a public hanging or anything like freaking Fidel Castro did. But bro, that's just what I'm saying. Like, the level has gone from, it used to be the right was over here. Wait, let me try to fix it. There we go. The right was over here, right? And then you had independents, which some independents believed in, you know, let's say abortion, you know, and blah blah blah, but they wanted their gun rights. So obviously not your not your typical liberal, because your typical liberal is more about security over the freedom with the gun right thing. So that's how it used to be, but there was always leeway and you guys could talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it's like the freaking right's over here, the moderates are like right here, and then you've got some moderate Democrats or whatever, which you guys are being called all sorts of things by this Looney Tunes party over here. All the way, it's off screen. That's how left they are. But yeah, bro, like Samson's preaching it, and I'm here for it, I guess. Damn, I'm feeling it, I guess.
The legal way and made dough and attain the shit. Then they turn around and see this protest nonsense. All these posters for folks who didn't go through the process. My father-in-law came to this country with nothing, no money to his name, turned nothing to something. And when he sees these videos of all the sudden destruction, he looks me in the eyes and tells me that he's fucking disgusted. You'll never see him in that crowd.
Yep. See, liberals used to be, with Cubans, all, oh, you poor things, come in. Now leftists have become, oh, Cubans had an unfair advantage as you know, immigrants or some shit like that, and you hear it and you're like, oh my gosh, bro, come on, bro. But yeah, Samson's he's just spitting facts, bro. And you can get mad if you want to, but that's his opinion, and to me, he's right. It's, dude, my parents literally came to this country with nothing, dude. Nothing. Just some money that my mom had tied to her leg. And you know, no grasp of the language. Until the day she died, you know, which was when I was a young buck, but so the day she died, she had a real strong accent in her English, even though it was really good too. Some people say I have an accent too, so I don't know. Comment down below. I am curious to think if you guys think I'm curious to know if you guys think that I have an accent. Excuse me. But yeah, dude, Samson, bro. Oof.
With nothing, no money to his name, turn nothing to something. And when he sees these videos of all the sudden destruction, he looks me in the eyes and tells me that he's fucking disgusted. You'll never see him in that crowd. It's just a bunch of kids holding up fuck ice signs, but they don't know what they did. They don't even know who the hell was detained. And if you asked them, I bet they couldn't even tell you their names. It's fucking insane. There's no sense to be had, no thought whatsoever, no direction or path. If you're protesting being sent back to your country, then why the fuck would you be holding up the Mexican flag? Explain it to me, because really it doesn't make any sense.
Yo, real talk. What other country has people struggle to get here, maybe even, you know, just stop existing in the process, if you feel me? Because I'm trying to get around these stupid YouTube rules. I'm trying to work within their framework, and I have no idea what what the framework is, because for some channels it's one set, and then for big channels, you know, you get obviously more more lenient conditioning, you know what I'm saying, lenient conditions, excuse me, on the rules. And I'm not complaining about that or anything. It's just, damn, dude, like, you try to play this game and it's like, so yeah, man. So we got people that are struggling to get here, to the point of where maybe they stop existing in the process along the way, because there's a lot of hazards, bro. And it's not like they're coming with a car or anything. They're walking their happy asses, most of them. So we've got people struggling to invade our country, because that's what it is. It's an invasion at this point. They come here and then they start waving the flag of the country they supposedly left that was bad, and for whatever reason, again, they'll keep sending money to their bad country, the family that stayed behind. And that's typical Hispanic / Latino behavior, which I hate it. I hate it. Because when on my father's side of the family, there was a couple people that just kept sending money to Cuba, and I'm like, dumb. Probably never made it to the person, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the way it is over there. Just crazy how people could say anything positive about communism or the situation in Cuba. Anyways, all right, let's go.
Me. Who's the enemy? Your movement perplexes me. That's like breaking out of prison and going straight to the street and holding up a picket sign for the penitentiary. You know, I always been a firm believer in statistics. I always thought the numbers that you see are realistic, but I don't know. After the riots in LA, I think the unemployment rate is way higher than they say. Look at you fucks. Good heavens, Pete's sake, y'all been out in these.
That's a good point, bro. Like, how on earth are these people not working and they take off time to protest like this? Like, I'm sorry, but not sorry too at the same time. Sorry, but not sorry. But who has time to protest nowadays for something so stupid as to say, let in illegal immigrants? That's so stupid, man. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'll never get it. I'll never get it. And don't come at me with illegal immigrants pay taxes. You need a freaking social security number for that. Oh, they have a TIN or whatever. Okay, they got a TIN. You really expect me to believe that these people are paying taxes? Really? Really? Show me data. Show me data saying that. Because I have data saying the opposite. And I'm not talking about anecdotal data. You know, Steven Crowder has debunked this tons of times. And yeah, Steven Crowder is a good source, bro. He's a good source.
That you see are realistic, but I don't know. After the riots in LA, I think the unemployment rate is way higher than they say. Look at you fucks. Good heavens, Pete's sake, y'all been out in these streets now for several weeks, man. Y'all just doing it to do it. You don't even care that much. You ain't doing it for the cause, you just there to tear shit up. And what the fuck's with all the white people up in the mix? My people always gotta have something to fix. Did you ever think for one split second they don't want you there, and you're just getting in the way of what they're trying to accomplish here? Don't worry, you don't have to face it alone. If there's a racial issue, we'll make it our own. You think screaming at the cops at the top of your lungs is gonna make them have a change of heart and drop all their guns? Like a scrawny little long-haired bony fucking white dude is gonna say some profound shit to an ICE agent, and it's gonna make him change his mind about his occupation. Like, you know what? You're right, this is racist.
I'll get you a job. I'll get you a job, man. I can get you a job.
What?
I can get you a good paying job. I can get you a good paying job.
Guns don't belong here.
Put the gun down. I'll get you a job. You're fucking hired. Please, man.
Now Look, I ain't heartless. I know
Really?
that there's a lot of anger and pain this causes. There's a lot of people that did no harm at all. But you gotta understand, dog, the law is the law. And breaking it with good intentions doesn't make it right. You ain't exempt from the consequences. You gotta pay the price. You should have thought twice before you did what you shouldn't. But I'm willing to bet that you knew the risk and you took it.
Yup.
And that's the problem.
Yup.
Why
And bro, if you self-deport, $1,000 to go home, are you serious, dude? That's crazy. What country does that? Go ahead. Give me a source. What other country does that?
you came here in the first place. The fear of getting caught wasn't as worse as your birthplace. Just food for thought. Instead of trying to elude the law, maybe you should all be trying to solve the root cause. Why is it our duty to adjust our immigration? We ain't the ones to blame for the function of your nation. Instead of coming here and telling us we need to change, how about you try to start a movement in the country that you came from? I know what you're gonna say, that's a hard sell. Corruption in the government.
I feel like I was channeling Samson in a way, because I feel like that's so close to what I said. But yeah, dude, like, let's hear it again, bro. For the ones in the back, you know what I'm saying?
Cause. Why is it our duty to adjust our immigration? We ain't the ones to blame for the function of your nation. Instead of coming here and telling us we need to change, how about you try to start a movement in the country that you came from? I know what you're gonna say, that's a hard sell. Corruption in the government and plus the cartel, those are big issues, something we need to sift and get through. And I'd be more than happy if we helped fix it with you, but not like this. Not by taking down our borders, but by giving you.
That's actually completely reasonable. Because it benefits both America and Mexico. If we're talking, you know, the southern border, right? The southern border. But it's in both of their interests to take out the cartel. So, especially the gun runners, right?
Happy if we help fix it with you, but not like this. Not by taking down our borders, but by giving you what you need so you can salvage yours. Military support and economic assistance to go to war with the forces that's threatening y'all's existence. It wouldn't be that hard for us to chisel off a piece. Look up a chart, dog. I mean, we've almost given y'all the least. So fuck it, we're already stuck in debt with trillions. So what's it gonna hurt to spend a couple extra billion? Shit, in my eyes, helping our neighbors is critical. I'd rather give you residuals than Ukraine and Israel. We've given them hundreds of billions of dollars each, and you know how much we've given y'all? 3. I ain't saying that you need it or to beg us for it. I'm just saying that we spend a lot and we could lend support. I'm all for helping out the country to the south of us, but politicians never put their money where their mouth is. They always say they care, but they never give a fuck. They just put a band-aid on the cut, but never stitch.
And that's a big reason why America chose twice a person that is not your typical politician, we'll say. Not to mention that they chose 2 poor candidates. And let's not even get started with poor Joe. Let's not even get started with poor Joe. Because he... Woo, empty suit. Okay.
They always say they care, but they never give a fuck. They just put a band-aid
What a
on
beat,
the cut,
huh?
but never stitch
So
it
old
up.
school.
Even if you make it here, it doesn't change the fact that the rest of your nation remains in chains and trapped. The Mexicans I talk to love their country deeply, even though growing up in that bitch wasn't easy. They're grateful for the opportunity that we provide, but they remember where they came from and they love to see it thrive. So while you're protesting, put that on your piece of paper. You want the U.S. to help you make your country safer, but until then, if you're illegal, you can leave here. You don't want them there, and we don't want them here either.
Yo, that was sick, dude. That was sick, dude. And then the beat was nice. Samson always does these old school style beats, and I respect him for it. I really do. I really do. So what do you guys think? This was obviously like a overly political song, even more so than like Tom McDonald, because this was all about immigration and apparently how pissed off Samson's about the situation right now with immigration. So, anyways, look, I am like I try to say, like I try to put forth. I really am a person that tries to be super open-minded. That's why I always say, look, dude, I'm a conservative, blah, blah, so that you know, for starters, where I'm coming from. And even though I know I'm a conservative, I'm self-aware enough that to realize that I gotta kind of reel it back. Sometimes I reel it back too much and overcompensate, right? To fix any type of bias, you know, that I might have, right? But yeah, man. So use that comment section, you guys. Let me know down below what you guys think about this. I know it's kind of a long one. Again, I do apologize for that. It definitely had a lot to say. This song had a lot to say. There was a lot to dissect here. So anyways, you guys, as always, it really is such a pleasure to be able to speak with you guys and have you, you know, have my voice in your ear. Dude, these dad jokes, man. These dad jokes. Anyways, seriously though, you guys, stay safe and stay based.